Welcome back, everybody! Yes, it's Cheapo time again in the Cheapo Nation. Wow, I'm excited about this one. I am always excited. What can I say? Today, in the hot seat, we've got the all-new MASTFUYI FY17C. By the way, for the gentleman or gentlewoman that decided to name this multimeter, please note,
you're fired.
So besides the absolutely ludicrous name, does this meter have any merit? Is it actually worth the whopping $15 Canadian, about 12 bucks US, that I paid for it from Amazon? Well, you know what? We're gonna soon find out. Hey, I love a cheapo, and don't forget, in the cheapo realm, anything under 50 bucks US, we consider a cheapo. Yeah. In the proverbial box, you get your standard test leads. Now these are, to be said, a little bit above your standard cheapo leads. Actually doesn't feel too bad. A little on the small side for somebody with, fingers like me, perhaps. Yeah, they're okay, pointy-wise, tip-wise. Let's look at the ends of them as well. The shrouding is not very long, but then again, this is a pretty small meter, so yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if they're any good. Finally, you get our instruction manual. Yes, it does have a little manual, and it is actually in English entirely. Yeah, all English. Basically a lowdown on the specs, what have you. So my first impressions of this cheapo are, it feels really cheap. Yeah, it does feel cheap. Now they kind of got me. They got me with this fake molding here at the top. I thought when I saw the picture, this was actually some sort of a embedded rubber guard, sort of a rubber boot going on here. But suffice to say, it is nothing than chintzy, cheapy plastic. Yeah, so I don't know how good that's going to give you in terms of protection, but not a heck of a lot. Feels cheap. Let's take a look at that tilt stand as well. Yeah, it does the job, I guess. Yeah, you'll be able to one-hand it, but yeah, overall, cheap. This bad boy is powered by 2 AAA batteries. I would have a little brass threaded insert here, so it's not going into plastic. So hey, in the cheapo zone, that's always a good thing. Yeah. Take a look at that rotary selector switch starting at midnight or off position. Volts DC up to 600 volts. Resistance up to 2 mega ohm. Diode and continuity. DC current 200 microamps up to 10 amps. Temperature in both Celsius and Fahrenheit. Finally, high current volts AC up to 600 volts. Off the meter we have 2 select switches. On the far left we have a Celsius, Fahrenheit or temperature select, and on the right we have a standard one-touch hold. Finally, at the bottom of the multimeter, we have our high current 10 amp unfused input. In the middle, we have our common or ground. And on the far right, we have our voltage resistant and milliamp input. Milliamps up to 250. The range selector switch, it kind of makes you pinch. It's small. You got to grab it there. You got to get in there. It's okay. It does have a good clickety-click, clackety-clack, which I love. And it does seem to hit that range with authority. And it's a beepy. It's a noisy little thing. But, all in all, not bad. Here we are with the MASTFUYI FY17C on and ready for action. The display itself is standard LCD, liquid crystal, digital technology. It's okay. It is susceptible to glare, as you can see. Kind of do lose that viewing angle at some point. But you know what? Fortunately, we don't have a backlight on the FY17C. No backlight in MASTFUYI land. Fooey! Already DC voltage precision testing time, sitting at 5.00 volts, and okay, we were sitting at 5.0. What's going on, MASTFUYI? Didn't you get the memo? 5.00. Okay, it's kind of wavering back and forth. I don't know why. Those test leads are in there nice and solid. Okay, so maybe, well, it's thinking. Anyway, it's close enough. A little bit of drifting going on, but it is accurate. Here's a little indicator of the actual size of the MASTFUYI. Yeah, it is pretty small, pretty diminutive compared to that hands kit. It is a tad bigger, but wow, look at the unity. This is just really a standard size multimeter here, and it really dwarfs the little MASTFUYI. And compared to that Unity UT181A, whoa, baby, you are tiny. So yeah, it's a small meter, definitely portable. In terms of resistance, hey, this is definitely not the meter for you. Only goes up to 2 mega ohm, really nothing. We're sitting at 1 mega ohm right now with the little MASTFUYI. Now this only goes up to 2 mega ohm. Yeah, really sucks. Didn't like that over limit at 2. Let's try 1.9 mega ohm. All right. 1.7, 5, 1.2, and back to 1 mega ohm. So it seems to be okay in terms of rangeability, speed-wise, but yeah, that's about it. Pretty limited. Here we are with a high precision resistor, 100 ohm, and we're getting 101.8 ohm, 101.9, so it's a little off. With this meter, you got 0.1 ohm resolution, plus or minus 0.8%, plus 3 digits, so it's still a tad off, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. Standard one-touch hold. Get your reading, hold it. That's it. That's all. Blase. Alrighty, diode and LED time. Oh yes, this has become one of my favorite times of the show because I just love testing these little light-emitting diodes with these cheapos. Okay, starting off with the red LED. And let's try reversing those leads. Oh wow, hey, we actually get a forward voltage drop as well. Good stuff. Over to the yellow. And yes, it is lit with the forward voltage drop. Over to the white. No, not a pinata. Over to the blue. Same, and finally the green. It's, what the hell, it's lit. So the green is lit. Blue isn't, the white isn't, yellow is, and so is the red. So 3 out of 5 in terms of illumination, and 2 out of 5 in terms of illumination with a forward voltage drop. Interesting. Let's just try a standard diode over here, shall we? Forward voltage drop, yes. But we're not getting that nice audible beep letting us know it's a good diode. But anyway, there you go. Not bad. A whopping 2.40 volts, maximum output voltage in diode mode. Alrighty, Aphrodite, it's continuity time. Here we go. Stock default test probes in continuity. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it is painfully slow. It will latch fairly loud, but boy, you really got to apply pressure. And if you try to do it quickly, yeah, it's a no-fly zone. So, whoa, sucks to be you. Let's try the Probe Masters. Alrighty, Probe Master time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, baby. Beauty. Puts it in a whole different realm, actually. But don't forget, these Probe Masters cost 3 times as much as the meter. So, yeah. But wow, what a difference. Maximum output volume and continuity is a whopping 77.6 dBA. Oh, that's pretty loud. Good stuff. Welcome to a brand new segment in the video. Yes, every week, once a week, I will have the Rant of the Week. I'm going to be sitting here and criticizing what I really don't like. What really pisses me off about a multimeter. You know, it could be something it doesn't have, could something it does have. I don't know. I don't care. It's just something that makes me really, really mad. All right, for the Rant of the Week for this week, well, it's an easy one. It's multimeters that don't have backlights. Come on, people. We're talking 2021 here. Hello. Everybody wants a backlight. Are you listening? And I'm not just talking cheapy multimeters. I'm talking multimeters that sometimes cost $200, $300, $400 that ship without freaking backlights. It's nuts. And you know what? The backlight is so crucial. How many times are you sitting there in the dark or low light condition and you can't see what you're measuring? You know what? It's a safety feature. A safety feature. And to omit this from any multimeter produced today, I think's bloody well ludicrous. Hope you enjoyed this week's Vent. Stay tuned. Plenty more coming. Already right now we're sitting in high current mode. Remember, this has 10 amp unfused. Oh, wow. Sitting at 5.20 amps, coming up as 5.18. Let's take it up and away in my beautiful Kaiweets DC power supply. Sorry, I'll stop singing. All right, 7.13 amps, 7.17 according to the Kaiweets. Take it up a little more. Come on. Okay, we're gonna hit the 10 amp threshold, and we are there, and we have a high current alarm. We actually have a high current alarm in this little cheapo. Beauty. All right, so we're gonna take it down. Remember, this is unfused. Bringing it back down, 7.7. And oh yeah, as soon as you hit that 10 amps, bada bing, bada bang, you're getting the high current alarm. Now, one thing I don't like is we do get that high current alarm. You eventually lose your reading, so it'd be nice to have that alarm, but still be able to see what we're looking at. Anyway, it survived. It survived. You can hear that power, that fan kicking in on the Kaiwi's power supply. Woo, that was fun. By the way, I gotta say, guys, holy moly, this is freaking hot. These leads are like smoking hot. Whoa. I gotta say, in all my testing, I've not had leads this toasty before. Oh my God, hang on. I gotta measure the temp here. That's just insane. Okay, so right now those test leads are coming in around 96 degrees Fahrenheit. Can you imagine? Oh my God, that's about 36 or so Celsius. Now we're gonna crank this again just for the fun of it. I've got that temperature probe. I did have it attached to those leads. Hang on, let's try this one more time. All right, it's in there now. Let's crank up the high current, bring it to about 10 amps. Let's see if that temperature is gonna go. And yeah, look at it go. That's where the probe is attached, and that temperature is just a climbing. Whoa! Okay, let's bring it down. Taking it down now. Oh yeah, back down around 3 amps, and still the temperature is climbing on those test probes. Look at that, 155 degrees. Smoking hot. So these test leads, in terms of the insulation, I gotta say, not too good. Whew. Now in terms of that milliamp setting as well, yeah, 111.7 milliamps. What do we have? Remember, this only has 200 milliamp maximum threshold, and it says recoverable. You see that? It says recoverable. Oh, these leads are still smoking hot. Recoverable fuse, which means it's probably a polyfuse, one of those self-resetting style fuses. Let's just take it up a little bit, shall we? Up to 150. It's gonna cut out, I'm assuming, at around 200. And yeah, over limit. No alarm this time. No alarm. Let's keep it up there for a little bit. It's supposed to be recoverable fuse, and bring it back down. And there we are. So yeah, definitely a recoverable fuse. Nice. Gonna save some money on fuses. Okay, we haven't done this in a while. It is high voltage testing time in Cheapoland. MASTFUYI, can you take it? I hope so. Gonna start with 500 volts. Remember, it has a 600 volt DC rating. 3, 2, 1. And there we go, 564 volts registering on the FY17C. No snap, crackle, pop. All looks good in MASTFUYI land. Alrighty, well, let's just take it up a notch now to 1,000 volts. 1,000 big ones. 3, 2, 1. And we have that high voltage alarm. But I'm not getting any snap, crackle, pop, and that's a good thing. Oh yes, it seems to have survived. Good stuff. Okay, well, hey, MASTFUYI, you did it. You took 1,000 volts. I'm kind of impressed. Good job. Now, this multimeter did not ship with a thermal probe of any sort, so I thought I would just stick one on verbatim, but you know what? Doesn't make a difference. Does not make any difference whatsoever. So this is an ambient sensor only. If you have a thermocouple attachment lying around, it ain't gonna work. Has no bearing whatsoever. So yeah, that's kind of too bad. Too bad, so sad. Hey, by the way, I got that lighter in beautiful South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Oh, I love South Carolina. Tell my South Carolina friends, viewers, how y'all doing? Coming from Canadian. There you go. Alrighty. Well, there you go. That's too bad. I really wish it would work better with a thermocouple. You know, give it a little bit more. Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah. Well, thus far, I've got to say, you know what? It's so far doing okay. Okay, it's a cheapo. Besides a bit of a sunburn on those test leads. That was hot. Whoa. It's doing fine. So let's take it apart and see what's on the inside. Kind of like a Vanna White thing going on. Already teardown time. Let's start off with the reverse side. No shielding. Well, no surprises. Here are the two connectors. Make contact with these springs here on the PCB to give the board power, of course. And speaking of the main board, let's take a look. Starting off with the bottom, the input jacks themselves, they are the split variety, as you can see. I've actually soldered on there fairly well, so no complaints in that department. Of course, they always do get pressure on the reverse side from the back of the chassis, so those are in there nice and stable. We do not have any current shunt, but we do have a R005.005 ohm SMD resistor right there. Once again, this is the polyfuse. That's the resettable fuse I was talking about earlier. It's rated at 200 milliamps. And the nice thing about these is even if you do go over, don't have to worry about blowing that fuse. It will reset itself after a few seconds. And they're usually good for a couple of hundred going. So it's really nice to see in the cheapo realm. Hey, I love these. I'd like to see these on any multimeter, cheap or expensive. I think it's a much better idea than having a replaceable milliamp fuse. For the long run, it just makes life a whole lot easier. We have one lonely PTC, but it's a PTC nonetheless that is on the high voltage side. Not much else going on in the way of input protection, a main speaker or piezo. And the main IC, of course, is cobbed. At the top, we have a couple of headers for factory calibration, but really slim pickings here, not much else going on. Let's take a look on the other side. Here's the other side, rotary selector tracks, no grease, dielectric, nothing on there, so it is bare bones. Always nice to see a little bit of grease. In fact, I'll probably put some on before I put it back together. And there are the pads that make contact with the rotary tracks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I believe this is the good old ball bearing and spring mechanism. Yeah, there they are. There's our two little ball bearings. And that is what makes this rotary selector so nice. You know, I love that clackety clack. I love that nice hitting those ranges with authority. And it's hard to, oh, pad came off. No worries there. I can put that back. On the MASTFUYI FY17C, besides that crazy name, it's not a bad cheapo multimeter. It's not, you know. It doesn't do capacitance. I know it kind of sucks, but it just doesn't do capacitance. Has a really low resistance, 2 mega ohm, just not enough in this day and age. But at the end of the day, what it does do, it seems to do it pretty well. It's actually not a bad looking multimeter as well. You know, that red and black looks really good together. And the way they did that rotary selector switch, it's really easy breezy on the eyes. Very easy to see. All in all, I like it. Hey, if you're looking for a basic cheapo multimeter that doesn't break the bank and you don't need that capacitance, well, you know what? This might be one for you. The MASTFUYI, oh, I just love that name, FY17C gets a solid 3.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, you can get over that crazy name. It's not a bad multimeter if you can pick it up at a really good price. Hey, thanks for watching this review, everybody. You know it's coming. Yes, it was going to be on this exact review, but I decided to wait till the next one. I'm going to do that draw for the OWON multimeter. Yes, don't worry, everybody. I haven't forgotten. It's coming up. Next review, I will have the winning draw. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this review. Lots more coming. September is going to be a busy month for the channel. Till the next one, keep on testing.